okay, we're just gonna jump right into assembling it. Is the car in frame?
Yes.
Okay. Notice this screw and this screw. You're just gonna unscrew those. Zoom in a little bit. Like that. See it pretty well.
No, I can definitely see it very well.
Okay. Then yeah, just set those to the side. And then you're gonna grab this part, like the mount, and you're just gonna all the way, kind of like go like that almost. And I'm gonna repeat that for the other side. Again, using the long screw.
I want to move it.
And then, yeah, just kind of line up the holes like that, making sure that the notch is facing the rest of the car. Can you see that? And then we got that nice and secure, like just like that. All right, and then we are kind of done with the car base for right now. We're gonna grab and then your motor controller. And then you are gonna grab all of your cables real quick. All of your cables. Just kind of have them ready. And your breadboard. That's and you're also gonna need your power cable, your USB power cable. Right there. Yeah. And then you are going to put this on, like zoom in a little bit maybe.
Already in.
Okay. Put it on the Pi's headers just like that, very gentle, very gentle. And be very careful to have it be fully on facing the SD card, not facing the camera slot. That is very important. And then you are gonna grab your first female to male, and for reference, this is a male cable. It has something sticking out, and then this is the female cable. It is recessed and will, yeah, okay. And you are gonna put it in this one, this slot, this GPIO pin right there, and you're just gonna put it on like that. And then for the rest of these, I'm actually gonna bring the car back. You are gonna carefully detach these. Just like that. This one is the servo. This one's for the servo. And this one is for your actual driving. We're gonna start with the drive motor, as I call it. And you're gonna need two male to female wires, that being one of these. You're gonna need two of those. And I'm going to put this one right here, positive, or it should be positive. And then put that right here. Then you are going to grab another one, like so. And then, yeah, you're just gonna route that right there. Is that right? Okay. And then you are going to get your breadboard. You're gonna get your breadboard. And you are gonna grab two male to male cables. And you are going to locate the black and red cables. This one's gonna be your positive one, your positive power, your positive 5-volt power, and this is gonna be your negative. And you were just gonna plug these in. Like that. And let's see if we have one that's a different color. Yes, we do. And like that. And then you are going to go to your breadboard, and I like to separate them across this this panel right here. You don't have to, but I like to do it. And it's going to be going this way and this way. These are still disconnected, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to get power for your motor controller. And how we're going to do that is we're going to get your 5-volt right here. This is a male to female cable. And you are going to, the brown is the positive, put this one right here. Kind of like that. And then we're going to put the other cable in, like that, just this thing, right here into our negative, like that. And that's kind of like what that kind of looks like right now. And then we have a similar process for the servo. The middle one right here, if you can see that, is the positive. We're going to be putting a male to male cable in there. Same for the negative. And we're going to bring back our breadboard, and we are going to put this white cable in the positive, and we're going to put this black one in the negative. Now keep in mind the colors of your cables may vary, so all you have to really do is just like keep track of where they're going, and you should be set. And then this one right here, this cable that is coming from your Raspberry Pi, I'm going to try and wrap this around just to be a little more tidy. This one is going to go and yeah, that's all you have to do for wiring. So we're going to jump into adding the base onto your car. You're going to start by noticing that there's like this little connector, and that's going to feed into that little hole that we discussed earlier on your car. And I'm actually going to kind of do my best to move these out of the way so it can kind of just like fit underneath there. And I like to start by just like kind of mounting that, mounting that little connector like that. It should just like go in there. And then you are going to flip your car over like so, and you're going to grab 2 long screws. Can you see everything okay? Okay. And you're just going to put those at the bottom this time. that in. Like so. I guess I missed the hole a little bit. That's just okay. Then yeah, definitely make sure that these all line up. May take some time, that's okay though. Okay, yep. As you can see right there, they're lining up. I would make sure that you do that. It doesn't hurt to like put the screw in a little bit beforehand so it's easier to line up. That's personally what I like to do. And then yeah, you just finish it up. Oh, my bad. Just a little more on that one. Okay, cool. And then you can just flip that bad boy back over. Oh, geez. Oh, I made a mess of my wires. Oh, God. And with these, kind of just move these to the side.
One of your wires unplugged. The one in the servo.
Huh? Oh, it looks like this became undone. Can we just reconnect that real quick? Okay. And then now's the part where you screw in your Raspberry Pi. Now, see these two, note these like these two holes right here. That is where your camera is going to mount. So we're going to want to put the camera connector, which is right here, facing those holes. So our camera ribbon cable can actually reach. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab two short cables. It is very important that you do not accidentally grab any long cables because you risk puncturing the battery, which would potentially start a fire or, you know, just would ruin the battery and you wouldn't be able to drive your car, which would be very unfortunate.
That's why we put the battery in last.
And yeah, ideally you should put in your battery last. Do not put in your battery until your assembly is complete. And then yeah, just like screw in. And then yeah, your Raspberry Pi should now be all screwed in. And now you're gonna grab your camera. Like your little Raspberry Pi camera. I'm gonna move this out of the way for a sec. Your Raspberry Pi camera, like that. You're just gonna, maybe, take it out of your box, just like that. Grab the anti-static, you don't need the manual, but you grab your anti-static bag, just rip it open, like so. And there's gonna be a few cables in here, at least there should be. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ribbon cables, and it is very important that you do the right one. Now, this factory one that they have pre-installed, that is for a full-size Raspberry Pi, which we don't want. And Connor, can you zoom in a little? Okay, you're gonna take out the old one, and then you're gonna locate the one with like this small little ending right here. I believe they're both the small one. So I would actually just grab the longer of the two, so you have more leeway when it comes to connecting your camera to your Raspberry Pi from the mounting point. You're gonna take the wider side and you're gonna put that into the camera. Make sure that the gold contact surface pins are facing towards the camera, that being like facing it down, kind of like this. And then just like shovel it in there. And then you kind of just like push in these, okay, these little tabs on the side, kind of like that. Just like that. Then bringing our car back in. Is that in frame? Zoom out maybe a bit. Okay. And then, yeah, same principle of you're just gonna pull these like little pins out, and then you're gonna just, sometimes the pie is a little bit harder to put the ribbon cables in, which is fine. Just take your time, maybe. Going in there. Oh, I didn't have the flow. Okay. Oh my dear God. Okay, there we go. Just like that. And then push the tabs in again. All right. And then you're gonna grab your camera. Is it still in frame?
Yeah.
You're gonna grab your camera mount, and you're gonna just kind of work your camera carefully in like that. And you're gonna align it with these holes and just kind of click it in place like that. And then make sure to take off the little camera cover very carefully. And then take your camera mount, put it on, this one will kind of snap in place, or it should. Is it input? Yeah, okay, it's not it. Oh, maybe. That's weird. There we go, yeah, it just snaps in like that. And then you're gonna need the remaining 4 tiny screws. And yeah, you're just gonna put a screw here, a screw here, screw here, and here. I'm just gonna, and then you just put those in like that. Corner locking. Then yeah, you're gonna have those just like that, and then you're gonna seat. Make sure to push this behind, pull it behind, and you're gonna seat your camera just like that. Still in frame, everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're gonna get those 2 tiny screws. And you're just gonna, actually, I'm gonna just like screw these in just a little bit until the pointy bit is out. That is just to like make it line up a bit easier, or make lining up a bit easier. Maybe. Okay. Then yeah, I'm doing the same thing over here. Then yeah, make sure to pull that ribbon cable up. You do not want it getting stuck in the back. And honestly, you would probably be able to use the shorter ribbon cable, but both should work. Then yeah, you're just gonna screw the remaining part in kind of like that. Okay, very nice. Okay, you are almost done. Put this aside. You are going to put, or well, you're actually gonna, carefully peel that off. And you're just gonna stick it.
Don't stick it right behind it. because you're not gonna be able to get the SD card out.
That is a good point. You are probably going to want to
like some of the side. Yeah. Like that.
stick it to the side. Or honestly, right here is fine. Right here should be fine. Just like get it in there. And then you got that part. And then one final step, not technically part of any assembly, but it is a part of setup, is untwisting this. This will be the power cable for your Raspberry Pi itself. Let's go that way. What the hell? And then grab your little battery with the paw print on it. Should not be, the flashlight should not be on, so if it is on, just press it twice like that and it will turn off.
You should probably put the battery in there before you plug it.
That's a good point. Yeah, just slide your battery in like that. Make sure your USB ports are facing out, of course. And then, yeah, just shove that thing in. You might get some resistance. Anyways, you plug in that right there, and then the this one, which is powering your breadboard, which is powering everything else, will go just right here. But you do not.
You need external support.
No, I do not.
You might.
Make sure that when you're putting the battery in, you leave enough room so that it doesn't press the power button and so that you can still press the power button. For this. So no, yeah, you just plug in, oh, make sure you flip it up the right side. This is for your Raspberry Pi. And then this is for your breadboard, which is powering everything else. Now, an important notice, it may seem very simple, which it is, but it's also not at the same time. There are two micro USB keep in mind, there are two, are we good?
Yeah.
There are two micro USB cables. They are not the same. They do not serve this. They do not serve the same purpose.
That's what I did on the original.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, and then yeah, points for cable management. Yeah, like, did that come out? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah. Just. And keep in mind, these are not the same. These two do not serve the same purpose. This one's for power, and this one is for data. Do not, whatever you do, plug in this power cable into the data bus, which would be this one. You gotta plug it into this one. Like so. And if I'm not mistaken, it should turn on. Let me press the power button on the side. Yeah, there we go.
Because I forced off the battery.
Oh, that's true. And then your little light should start blinking. That means everything's going well. And then there's also some bonus goodies that you shouldn't need, but if you do need, this one in your kit is the mini HDMI to HDMI adapter, which will just be fit in right here. And then this one, which you are more likely to actually need, because it lets you use a game controller, keyboard, anything like that. This one will go just right here. And that concludes the assembly of your car. Congratulations. Look at that. You're all ready to turn a model.